As promised, here are your stock picks. So Sky just laid out what you can expect for the whole banks. Suffice it to say, it's going to be pretty noisy when these banks report. I want to hit on JPM. How's the chart holding up headed into the numbers, and how are you going to interpret their results?
Well, at least we're at the lows in a lot of these banks. So that means the expectations are really pushed lower. So sometimes when those expectations are pushed lower and lower, perhaps they actually just even come in line, and then you get a reflex bounce. Or they come in lower, and they open down and they go positive and they show that it's priced in. So what you really have to watch is the action after the earnings. And since JPM is one of the first ones, if you take a look at the chart here, you will see this is that lower pivot. This is that 39 area that it's trying to hold. So if the earnings come out and they seem like they're disappointing, they open lower, if they come back above 39, that is your trigger buy. If they don't go down on bad numbers, this is your buy against. And then, we'll see how it handles support up here at 42. I'd really like to see a bid come into these banks. It would really help the market, and it would really help the individual retail investor, because for some reason they love to buy the banks. They have them in their 401ks, they have them in their IRAs, and these banks are what's going to take, I feel like it's going to take them to get positive for people to get more optimistic about the overall market.
Absolutely. And then two things to worry about, though, with JPM. First of all, is the analyst estimates are all over the map. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. But also, I think that JPM is known to be the best. So even though expectations are so low, it's sort of like, will they suffer from, we know we're the best, but so a beat won't really count or something like that.
So it just means that a lot of people are in it because, like, I want to buy the best one. So if everyone already bought the best one, which is JPM,
either way,
and it's on the lows, that means, where do we go from here?
Versus a Citi
or a Bank of America,
which definitely don't have that kind of expectation heading in. I mean, Citi reports the consensus is about $1.01 a share, but many analyst estimates are actually below that. We're looking at 85 cents, 93 cents. The stock is just getting slaughtered. You want to short this guy, by the way, headed into earnings?
Citi had that reverse split.
Yeah.
Okay, it got hit, but then it acted a little bit better. If you take a look at the chart here on Citi, you will see that this move off the lows was pretty fast, I guess because they had a different type of float. A move right back a little bit higher. It actually came back to the 200-day, and now it's pulled in nice to retest this area. It's hard to short here, but I think if they come in decent, it could bounce off this 39, because we're not talking like we were at 42 just a week or so back. And as far as Bank of America,
right? Yeah.
I know you did a lot of work on that one.
Reports next Tuesday, bounce back from its 52-week lows. Any upside? I gotta think there's gonna be some upside here if the bank reports and it's not horrible.
I talked to a lot of employees at Bank of America that have worked there for a long time or worked in Merrill Lynch, and they don't understand why their stock is down so much. They have options so much higher, and all they want is to perform well. Obviously, there's a lot behind the scenes that goes on with the debt and their exposure and the headwinds and the regulations. So at this point, though, everyone wants this to go higher. If they just, I think, sniff anything positive, it could be like a fire at this $10 area. I would not be short Bank of America, even if it can go down. I think it's dangerous. I'd rather if you're not in there, maybe you buy a tiny bit to track it, and if it goes lower, have a 3-tier program, or wait for them to come out. If they go positive, it'll show that it's washed out, and that'll be your entry there.
All right, we don't have a lot of